And we're now live with Earthbound, our Earthbound talk.
Yeah, we are talking about Earthbound and the Mother series in general.
Yep.
And that wolf from Hyrule.
I'm OkamiWolf Games.
And this is the OkamiWolf Show.
Yay!
Yay! And
I look so excited, can't you see?
some reason I got a blue light. Don't ask. I just was like, so we got this blue porch light. We were using it with the Seahawks colors. Our neighbor had a green light. We had a blue one, and Mom's like, "I want to replace the light." I'm like, I like this light outside. It's cool. And she's like, "Well, I don't want it anymore. I want a white light." I'm like, "I'll take it." So now it's my bedroom light.
Nice. My room still looks completely the same. So let's start with Mother 1, the NES or Famicom, depending on how you look at it, because I do have a translated NES copy of Mother 1, so I can speak from experience since I have beaten the game.
Yeah.
So, Nintendo. They missed.
Nintendo is the name of our. This is actually pretty distracting. I'll just let your game take precedence over my game. But I was playing a little bit of it on my emulator with my USB controller, the Earthbound, that is, not Mother 1 or anything. Which is how I've been recording my episodes of PSI Let's Play. If you've been following me and watching that for however long I've been meaning to return to it. Let's just say this. Eventually I want to get back into it, but at the moment, this is pretty much all I have time for. So if you guys watch my channel, I deeply apologize for not putting anything out new recently, and I just don't have time anymore.
It's okay. They forgive you. I'll make sure they forgive you.
I hope so.
Alright. So, back to Mother 1. It is not for the faint of heart. Because
it's a pretty interesting game.
Yeah, but it's really difficult, and it is pretty grind heavy, so you gotta be prepared for that. Unless you're playing the one that has that, what is it, the easy ring or something like that?
Yeah, there's the easy version.
Yeah,
it actually says right in the title screen, underneath it says easy.
Yeah, that's not the version I have, so I'm not entirely familiar with it. But here's the first thing you gotta remember when you're playing through the game to start off. Wally. Fucking Wally. Wally sucks in Mother 1. He is going to be the bane of your existence for the first bit of the game.
You mean Teddy, right?
No, Wally. Like the guy with the pitchfork at the start of the game. He's like the super strong guy in the first area. He will wreck your shit.
Right. Okay, never mind. I thought you were talking about player character.
No, Teddy comes. Teddy comes way later.
It's been a while since I've done that.
Yeah. So, yeah. And the other thing about the game you gotta be prepared for, it's a lot of wandering around and kind of hoping you get lucky. Like the piano, for example.
Yeah, there's no hand holding at all.
No.
Like, I think I've gotten at least to the graveyard in the first area, and I haven't gotten any further since, which I probably should go back and do so.
Yeah. I know, like, there's a lot of weird things. Like, for some reason, Nintendo decides to go to a zoo to beat up animals. Because, of course, he does. What else would I do on a Sunday afternoon?
Yeah.
I don't see anything better to do with my time.
Yeah, it's pretty quirky. I mean, I think they definitely established a good series of roots with that. And, I mean, it unfortunately did come out too late for Western audiences. They were literally going to do a launch like Earthbound with a big, huge strategy guide and everything, and us stupid Americans.
Stupid Americans.
They were originally planning that, and it was too expensive, and it would have been like, let's see, $50 is the average NES game at the time. It would have been like probably like $80. Just considering maybe not that much, maybe like 65 or maybe $70. Basically the same price as Earthbound would have been on Super Nintendo.
Yeah, that's about how much I ended up paying for my copy of Mother 1. But What else is there? The Onyx Hook really helps though, because especially after you get the ability to teleport. I remember that from other ones, because like when you have the Onyx Hook, you can teleport. You can warp to Magicant, and then you have a wide open area where you can teleport in, which is really nice. And that can really help you to go around a lot.
I never played Mother all the way through, so this is news to me.
Yeah, you know it's not news to you. Inventory space.
Yeah, it's just like in Earthbound, the inventory space is a pain in the ass too.
Except in this case, it's worse because first off, you will only have 3 party members at the max. 4 in a way, like 3 party members who can actually have inventory spaces, and it's 8 per character instead of, what was it, 14, 16 in Earthbound?
Yeah, I think it doubled up in Earthbound.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it might be 10 or 20 inventory spaces. I can't remember. Well, actually, I could go look.
Yeah. Plus, I think when you equip something in Earthbound, does it get removed from your inventory until you de-equip it? Or is it still in your inventory?
It's still in your inventory, taking up a slot.
Oh. Alright. Never mind then.
Yeah, so in Earthbound, your inventory slots are... You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 14. It's 14.
Alright, so 14's still reasonable. It's definitely better than 8.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. But it's like, probably the part where the game becomes the easiest is, or like the best point to grind is sadly at the very end of the game. When you get up to Mount Toy, and you get the 4th party member, or 4th party member that can join you. It's complicated.
Yeah, I think at that
like,
point you're pretty much ready for the end of the game.
But like, there's a certain character you get at the end of the game who will destroy everything in your path. Once you get that character, it is very, very easy to grind for experience, provided you don't die, because when you die, you lose that party member forever. And you can't go back and heal, otherwise you'll lose that party member, which also sucks.
I want to say you're talking about the robot, or you're talking about Lloyd.
I'm talking about the robot.
Okay, yeah, basically there's no way to keep her past that one part, because, unfortunately, spoiler alert everybody,
Eve dies.
Yeah, Eve has to die in order to give you one of the 8 melodies.
Yeah, and if you wander too far away from the mountain, so like if you try to leave the mountain, if you try to go back to the healer's house, or if you get far enough up the mountain, then you're gonna get an automatic fight where you have to fight a R7038XX, which unfortunately, after winning that fight, you can never get Eve back. So lesson, children. Grind there as long as you can, and bring healing items, because you're not going to go heal at the blue-haired healer's house. But one part I did like about that game was the final boss fight against Gigu.
Yeah, I always said Gigu. There's different ways to pronounce it, but essentially it's, well, depending on who you ask, it's either Gigu, Gygus, or what's the other name that they call him?
I mean, there's Gigas, which I think is technically the correct pronunciation.
Oh no, Gyig. Gyig. It's G-I-Y-I-G. Gyig. I don't know. That's like his original Japanese name, but it was Gigu in the translation. But then they just changed him, and I don't know what it is in Earthbound Beginnings. I think they just changed his name. I think he's just named Gygus.
Yes, because for those who do want to play the game for yourself, it is released on the Wii U Virtual Console as Earthbound Beginnings.
I did a special on the day of, and so did Starman.net. And I was watching that podcast. I'm like, I gotta do a video, then I gotta watch their podcast, and they were all pretty happy about that. They were all like, yay, Earthbound party!
Congratulations,
which was pretty
Starman.
cool.
So,
yeah,
is there anything else we need to talk about for Mother 1?
Not particular. Oh, other than the fact that Nintendo is basically kind of like NES, except for Nintendo has a little bit better powers,
Yeah.
I think. Like, I mean, he can still use the base basically like Ness, but he has a little stronger magic.
Fire
Or-
Omega.
Do
That's
you think-
that's like the best skill ever in Mother 1. Fire Omega.
Yeah.
Because
I was gonna say, well, PSI Rockin' or whatever you call it in Earthbound is pretty strong.
no, Fire Omega will trump anything you can ever think of ever because Fire Omega is a one-hit kill on everything.
Okay, well then, yeah, Nintendo definitely owns.
Yeah, but you don't get until late game, which is
Yeah.
the one thing about it. Other than that, nurse, one of the better skills you're going to be relying on a lot, surprisingly, is 4th D slip. Which
Oh yeah, that's right, the fourth dimensional slip.
Which,
The
which
name of that-
basically makes it so you automatically escape from battle.
Yeah, the name of it is hilarious because technically that means they're escaping into your living room in order to fight to get out of the fight. So,
It's the 4th dimension!
which we somehow can't even interact with because we're in our own little fourth dimension. We're in our own little 3 dimensions, and this screen is the fourth one.
Yes. I'm gonna punch the screen.
Yeah. I didn't get. There we go. Anyway,
All right.
so what about the music of Mother? Earthbound? I think there's some pretty classic themes there.
I think one of my favorite themes from Mother 1 would probably be the Mounted Toy theme.
I don't think I've heard that one. I still need to sift through a lot of the music of the original game, but of the ones that I know, it's a hard cross-up between Pollyanna and Snowman.
Pollyanna is also really good.
Yeah, it's the main theme that you hear most of the time, and then Snowman, of course,
Well,
is
not.
the famous...
It's actually not the main thing you hear most of the time because the theme Pollyanna only plays when you've only got one party member yourself.
Yeah, that would be when you first start playing, you hear Pollyanna.
But then it changes once you get another party member.
I never got far enough to get a second party member.
You have you not met Pippi yet?
No.
You might not. You find her.
I didn't even get past Spookan.
You find her in the graveyard.
Yeah, I think I was just about to get to there, but then I got my ass kicked and
What?
I stopped playing.
Here's what I remember about that is that the game promotes bribery at that point because what happens is you have to save Pippi from the graveyard. You take her back to the mayor, and then the mayor says like, tells Pippi like, if your mom asks, tell her that the mayor saved you, and then he bribes you with like $100 or something to keep your mouth, so you can keep your mouth shut.
Oh yeah, that sounds like it was in that sounds like how when Ness took the sharks out, he was like the mayor said the same thing in one hit.
Yep. Alright. Anything else to talk about from Mother 1?
Speaking of which, I think it is time to turn on to Earthbound. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the longest segment
Most
because
likely.
Earthbound is
It's
just
Earthbound.
It pretty much it's Earthbound. Heck, my friggin' if I can hear it, let me this probably might screw my camera up or something, but see if I can close a bunch of stuff. Minimize that. Alright, so just to prove how much of an Earthbound fan I am, this is my desktop. It's one and an Earthbound logo.
My desktop is still the Lost Dimension logo my friend made me for my channel background.
Here, I need to fix this again. I'm pretty sure I just screwed up my setup here. Alright, we don't need to see what's in my closet. You don't see this. You do not see this. You don't need to see what's
You
in
don't
my
need to
closet.
see what's on my periodic table of game controllers either. Oh no, my hand isn't large enough. I need to gain more weight in my hand.
There we go. Cool. But yeah,
Okay,
pretty
so
much.
back to Earthbound.
Yeah, it's Earthbound. What more could you say?
It's probably the longest of the 3 Mother games.
Actually,
I'm not sure Mother 3 is long.
Mother 3 is like 8 chapters long. Actually, no, I think it's more than that. But still, those chapters.
It is 8 chapters, but they're also like not super long each. I think. Oh, what's even the longest chapter in Mother 3?
Probably the one where they go to Newport City for the first time.
That would be 8. I was gonna say
So
7.
that's the final chapter. The final chapter is the longest.
I was gonna say 7 because that's when you have to find the 7 needles.
That's right. There's the needles, and the last needle is at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Which I'm not going to spoil anything.
Anyways,
That is emotional fight I've ever seen.
Yeah,
I never finished the game myself, but I've watched people play the final fight.
I finished it.
It's more of an emotional experience rather than just.
Well, let's save our thoughts on Mother 3 for
later. Yeah, let's just save that for Mother 3.
We'll save that for later, because this is supposed to be about Mother 2, aka Earthbound.
We're talking about Earthbound right now. So, let's see, what could we sum up Earthbound in one single word?
Crack, because that's what Foresight is.
Pretty. I think I had you on my Foresight segment in my Let's Play.
No, you summed it up as drunk.
6 people. We had 6 people going like, okay, we're going to Moonside. We're taking drugs. I'm sure
here's what I remember from that episode. I'm going to use a random cartridge in my SNES box. I'm going to use my copy of Uniracers. This is what I remember that I did on that episode. Remember that when I sniffed my Earthbound cartridge?
Yes. Oh my god.
And then Merle.
It was funny then and it's funny now.
And then Merle said, "Hey, gets the dust out."
When the yeah, the other kind of dust.
Yeah.
Oh god, how long ago was that?
I'll look it up.
I'm pretty sure that was at least 6 months ago. Because that was before I started to do the NES. Well, I know I was still doing NESiversary, but
it was a while ago. I know that much.
Yeah, I'm sure that video is really old by now. Because I haven't. Let's see. The first time I went to Moonside. Well, this is the first time I played the game because I didn't know what to expect. Just
July 18th, 2015, just for reference.
Jesus. Yeah, that's about 6 months ago. Yeah, that's more than 6 months ago.
Yeah, it's about 6 months.
Damn, it's been so long since I started that Let's Play.
Yeah, it feels so weird, doesn't it?
I know, it is. It's like, I still need to finish it. It's like over almost a year later, and I still need to finish it. I think I started it back in June? So that wasn't bad as far as progress. I mean, I only got there in about, what, 10, 15 episodes?
Another thing for me to look up.
Yeah. What episode number is that?
Well, your first episode went up on June 1st, 2015.
Yep. I don't think I did one on my birthday though. If I didn't do one on June 4th and that wasn't then I didn't do one on my birthday. I thought I took a day off.
And then it's been 30 episodes in total, with your most recent one being August 31st, 2015.
That's when I started September Shitfest.
Yeah.
I think that literally that whole month broke me of playing stuff because that was the worst bunch of crap I've ever played in my entire life. That was 16 long, arduous, hard episodes.
Yeah, it looks like you got past the 6th Sanctuary location.
Yeah, I just finished Pink Cloud when I was trying to record one with Elliot Ridgway, and then somehow my capture wasn't wanting to work correctly with me in there, so I was just trying to see if I could do it with just me and Elliot, but he wasn't going to be filmed. So I just decided at that point, if I can't get video, then screw it. I'm just not going to do it. Because I tried, but I wanted to get pretty much this format going for the standard, and I guess it didn't want to work whenever I had guests. So I guess I'll just do it. If I do return to it, it'll be audio only.
Yeah,
which is the best.
I've wanted to do a Let's Play of Earthbound for quite a while now, and I still have plans to do an Earthbound Let's Play at some point. I don't know when, though.
Yeah, it's something to do. I mean,
because I'm technically not even 100% complete with my Earthbound file. I did beat the game. Right now, what I'm working on in my file is trying to get the last few pieces of Ultimate Equipment. Which, anybody who knows about Ultimate Equipment in that game...
Good luck on the Sword of Kings.
I have the Sword of Kings.
It took me, let's see, I think roughly half an hour of straight grinding, and that was luck. I've seen reports of some people lasting as long as 8 hours before they got it, and they were up to like almost level 99.
Yeah, The Sword of Kings is probably the worst out of all of them because it's the only ultimate equipment that's actually missable. Unless you count like the point of no return that is at the very end of the game, but nobody ever saves after that point. So
yeah, it's definitely, unless you use an emulator, it's okay to do a save state, but it's absolutely crucial that you save exactly right before that.
yeah.
Like, don't save after you warp. If you save at the hut before that, you're okay. But as soon as you warp, do not save, or you will lose any ways of going back at all.
Until you actually beat the final boss, and even then, there's nothing left to kill outside the world.
Yeah, exactly. But basically, it's at that point, it's like better push on forward because that's all the help you're gonna get. So,
or unless you're playing an emulator version, then you can't even go back because the game's gonna crash at the final boss.
Yeah, or unless somehow the emulator has been patched. But again, the game will probably crash at the end.
Yeah.
But speaking of which, what were your first impressions when you first played that last bit of the game? Not spoiling anything, because I'm sure there's some people that would still like to play.
For me, it's interesting because, like, in case you don't know, Earthbound was the first game I got for my Super Nintendo, so that would have been, I want to say that was my first year living here, so that would have been, I'm going to guess 2013's Christmas, where I got enough money to buy a Super Nintendo, so I got my Super Nintendo for like $45, and then I found like 6 SNES games, and then I saw Earthbound, I'm like, no, I want to get this, so then I only got Earthbound, and I didn't regret it. So, basically at that point, I pretty much marathoned through Earthbound, and when I got near the end, like, one thing I was concerned about is that this was a pirated copy, because, you know, that's a problem, so, but I also didn't want to miss the Sword of Kings. So, like, my concern, specifically when I got to Stonehenge, was that I was going to get the Sword of Kings, and then I would get to the final boss, and it would end up being a illegitimate copy, which would have really, really sucked. So, it was like I had to make a separate save file, so I could just revert back to that save file after being the final boss, so I could actually get the Sword of Kings. And it is after that I could really confirm that I had a legitimate cartridge, which felt really nice to be able to say.
Yeah, because most of the time it's like, if you're ever having trouble, like I swear I had so much trouble the first time going through Peaceful Rest Valley, which is ironically named. I probably got my ass kicked so much the first time. I mean, this was not Let's Playing. Just the first time I actually played, I think I died at least 5 times before I got through there.
Yeah. I
But
don't know. The game never gave me much trouble.
Going back to my question, specifically, what was your first impression of the final boss fight? Like, did you have any knowledge of it beforehand, or did you know what to expect?
I knew what to expect because I did watch a Let's Play about it beforehand, because that's how I usually base what I want to get, is actually do some research on it beforehand.
Yeah, I got some beforehand too, but
so,
like, if I would have probably played it back in the day, that probably would have terrified me.
Final boss, I'll be honest, I don't usually get terrified, and this is no exception to that. So it didn't really scare me.
It was just mostly unsettling, really. Like, the ambience just created that. I mean, yeah, sure, you're looking at, like, without trying to spoil what he looks like, that swirling mass. You're just that, and there's nothing else to see. You start just sort of like playing with the image in your mind, trying to make out what it is, and as soon as you realize like what it is, it's just like, oh my god, this is so much more worse.
Yeah, and it's even more interesting when you find out the story behind the design of them.
Oh yeah, it definitely. It's like, well,
yeah.
Just to get this out of the way, it's not a fucking baby fetus. Because I swear, every time somebody mentions Earthbound and the final boss, the first thing people go to, oh, that baby fetus. It's like, okay, that's coincidence. Yeah, that pattern is just a coincidence, and it's not an aborted baby. everybody and their mother has tried to, well, not literally their mother, but everybody has tried to say that, pun intended. But everybody's tried to say that, and everybody else who is arguing the other side has debunked it every single which way, because the creator of the game himself has said, that's not what it is. Can you please stop talking about this, please?
Yeah, it does look like it, regardless.
Yeah, I can, yeah, a little bit, just like. It just like I said, the pattern is purely coincidence, but I mean, it can contribute to the creep factor a little bit.
Yeah. Back to my thoughts on the final boss. Music was great for it, especially the first
definitely.
form. The first form's music is phenomenal. Listen to it if you haven't listened to it yet. As for
listen to it in my car, and it's we're talking about the first song, right?
The one where you have 2 targets to attack.
Okay, that's the first section. Okay.
To avoid spoilers.
Definitely, that music is phenomenal. I've listened to it in my car, and I have treble and bass turned up by 2, and the second that kick drum starts is just...
I swear to God, when you say treble and bass, I think Mega Man.
Oh yeah, that's right. But no,
anyways,
it's stuff in stereo stuff.
Second form, pretty standard. Third form...
Yeah, that's the first... Well, the second form, technically, when you start fighting Gygas himself, that's when it starts to get a little unsettling. Like, it starts...
Mostly
warping.
Yeah.
It starts warping, and then you got this background noise, and you don't even, like... You don't really know what to make of it. It's like, okay, so there's this droning sound, and then you got the other stuff going on, like the sort of indescribable garble going on too. I mean, it's like just picturing that with the warping and whatnot going on. It's definitely not the most pleasant thing you've ever expected.
Yeah.
And especially the second time after things get a little intense, when it starts going like this, and then. Yeah, and then when the music, or I should say more like ambient, starts getting a little more crazy, and it's like it just puts you in like almost like a state of despair, really. Because at that point, unless you know how to beat him, on that point, if you're just throwing...
The final form, I will say, if I didn't know what to do prior, it would take me however long to figure it out. It would take me a while to figure out what I actually needed to do.
Yeah, so then there's the second part, where that's the part that starts looking like the babies. But I'm still not saying that's what it is. That's what everybody calls it, is baby. Yeah. Is the baby section. But other people call it raspberry, because that's kind of what the complexion looks like. But that's when that starts getting a little crazy. And then after the next section, then that's when it really starts getting all freaky, because then it starts flashing different colors, and it's almost like if you're playing in a dark room at night and you are photosensitive, I'm pretty sure you would have a seizure, because there's so much flashing colors.
Yeah.
Like Porygon, the Porygon episode of Pokemon level of seizure. Yeah, because I mean, especially if you're playing on a big TV, it would basically start flashing every single color. And not to mention the ear-splitting static and everything else that's going on in the background just sort of definitely puts you in a state of unease. And at that point, you're probably going like this with your controller, just like.
Should I at this point show off that video that we were talking about?
Oh yeah, that's right. There's some goofy promos.
I was gonna show the Retropray one.
Yeah. So basically, the idea is, like everyone says, you can play Earthbound one-handed because your L button on your controller is pretty much your everything button. It controls everything in the menu, so essentially you only need just the D-pad and the L button, and maybe start or select button. That's literally it.
Yeah.
But most people play traditionally and use your A button, which unlike a normal game, this would make you use your menus, but this is your menu and this is cancel. So the first time playing this, I'm like, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, well, I'll play the video and let it speak for itself. However, I will say this now: if let me just double check to make
I don't
sure.
think there's any spoilers.
I'm just making sure because I remember there was one. Okay, no, it's not. It's not including this one.
There's another one that's there's a spoiler video.
Yeah, I just had to make sure. So I was gonna give a spoiler warning, but it looks like I won't need to. So we're gonna switch to desktop cam and let's play this video. It is about 5 minutes long, so let's enjoy the ride.
I think this should be our intermission.
Yep, and this will also double as our intermission. So if you don't want to watch it, you can go on break, get a drink, use the washroom, do whatever. But here is the Retroplay episode. George Wood reviews Earthbound twice.
Twice. And
It's
we'll
been
be
a
back.
while, but let's see Navigator review Earthbound.
My favorite food is pussy.
Glad you haven't lost your touch.
Keeping
We're
it
good.
simple.
Of course.
Like Illusion of Gaia, Earthbound comes packed with a load of hints if you need them. Earthbound is an easy RPG, but Nintendo wanted the game to be easy so it provide constant, uninterrupted fun. Earthbound
Nice.
has so many comic elements to
Yes.
it that Nintendo doesn't
Nothing but
want you to give
compliments
up
so far,
on the game and
okay.
See those funny scenes. Earthbound is the first RPG to be set in modern times. You save
Is
your
that-
progress
Is
by
that
following
true?
the
Did you do your research,
I-
Navigator?
and refill your energy by eating pizza. Speaking of pizza, you can play the game with your left hand and eat pizza in the other, since the game can be controlled with the L button, which lets you talk and check, otherwise known
What-
as search.
why was
and the
that a
control
feature
pad
we needed to
move.
show?
Prepare to visit several places: a clubhouse,
Is that like a sketch, or-
arcade,
Pizza.
burger shop.
Wait.
What?
Is-
Navigator, what the hell happened?
Oh my god,
here?
is this the point where Navigator disappeared? In the middle of recording an Earthbound review?
Oh my god.
Wow.
And that's the legend of how George Wood died.
And
right
that is
in the
how
middle
George
of it.
Wood became pizza.
Oh, I miss him so much already.
Yeah. What do you think he's saying at this point?
Beats the shit out of me, honestly.
Was it so profanity-laden that they had to cut all of it? But then they had to upload it anyway.
Maybe he wanted a much bigger sketch with like a much bigger budget.
Yeah.
Than just him eating pizza.
One, if
Like
there's
maybe-
a controller playing at pizza.
I want you to film me in an arcade, and they're like, no, we don't have anywhere near enough money for that.
You're not allowed to go outside, George, no.
No.
You live in the studio.
So the truth is, if you didn't know, by the way, Navigator is a separate company from George Wood and Flights of Fantasy Toys, and they put this video up, right?
That's right.
It appears they kind of messed that up, actually, and there's just this video they have of Earthbound where there's no sound.
Well, how did they mess it up? They didn't make the original video.
I don't know. So they have a second video here called Earthbound Review Corrected,
Okay.
which we could hit play on if you like.
I guess so.
Like Illusion of Gaia, Earthbound comes packed
And
with a load of
this
hints if you
one,
need them.
yeah, they forgot the intro and stuff this time,
The
so
most important part.
I know. We can't even do our little bit like usual now.
So many Earthbound Clinton references.
See those funny scenes. Earthbound is
Am I really to believe this out-of-touch old fuck actually even touched this game, by the way?
Hang on, Slowly, the pizza bit's gonna come
Oh,
up,
wait.
so prepare your giggles.
Let's see if it's funny the second time.
You can play the game with your left hand and eat pizza in the other, since the game
What
can
is
be controlled
Final
with the L
Fantasy?
button, which lets you talk and check.
With lens
Otherwise known
flares?
as search.
Pizza misspelled somehow?
Prepare to visit several places: a clubhouse, arcade,
You don't have to list them
burger
again.
shop,
An
theater,
audio studio.
Loch Ness Lake, dinosaur museum, hospital, drugstore,
Come on.
Oh,
Stonehenge,
okay.
He's really just listing all these
City
places.
Hall, preschool,
This is your fucking review?
tents, caves, inns, a desert, a beach.
It's only a minute 51 in its normal length.
Here are all the locations from other RPGs.
You may have smelled him before.
What?
Bottom line, the battles and the HP elements seem out of place, but the psychic.
Wait, what do you mean bottom line? You never mentioned any of that before.
The game is easy, but you should consider buying it just because it's really innovative. Earthbound is the first RPG set in modern times.
Didn't you say that already?
Yeah, he did. What the
Not
fuck?
technically. The humor makes the game interesting.
See? Thank
All
you.
right, no, that's enough of that.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Here's another
Well-
RPG set in modern times.
Alright, so that's the general gist of it. So we'll switch to the Staring Podcast intermission now.
Okay.
I didn't realize that was the Retro one, so because of that, it was Retro commentating over it, so I didn't realize that part.
Yeah, there's a little bit of F words being said.
Oh, like we don't do that.
Yeah, there's a little bit of F words being said.
Oh, like we don't do that.
God, that was so bad. Oh well, that's so funny.
Oh, hey, a guy I know is streaming now. I'll probably start watching that when we're done with the podcast.
Who?
Proton John.
Oh yeah, that's right. I tried to get him on my show, but he never fucking answered me. Bitch. Just kidding. Wait.
Oh my god, Bobo.
He's like, woo.
No, he sent me a tweet on Twitter, and it says, "Let the random tweets ballot begin." It says, "Pudas to you, Pudas."
Yeah, I might reactivate my Twitter account.
Yeah, you might want to do that so that way I can link it in the thing.
Yeah. Oh, I think I completely deleted my account.
Uh-oh.
Like as in, when I went to go deactivate it, it completely deactivated it because I didn't log in for a long time. Okay, come on. Let me know when we're back.
There. Now he has my response. Because this is the dumbest. But it's still entertaining, so...
Yeah, I think I completely deleted everything.
Oops. Guess that means you have to make a new Twitter account.
Oh well. Oh well. I'm not worried about it.
Alright, should we come back from break?
Yeah.
Alright. And we're back.
Hello, everybody.
I'm still OkamiWolf Games.
And I'm still that wolf from Hyrule.
Alright, so we watched the Retroplay episode of the Earthbound commercial, which I completely forgot that they screwed up the first Earthbound commercial where the audio suddenly cuts at one point. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, whoops. I guess that's my fault because I wasn't one to think that.
Yeah, half of me thinks that was actually intentional because it's Earthbound and it's really weird. Who knows?
Oh.
Anyways, do we have other things to talk about for Earthbound?
Aside from its amazingly diverse soundtrack, like, let's put it this way: the music of Earthbound is probably the best on a Super Nintendo I have ever heard. Aside
if
from
you want, I can start playing some Earthbound songs.
Yeah, play Battle Against a Weird Opponent.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. I gotta find it first. Give me a sec.
I've got the entire soundtrack.
I've got a way of finding soundtracks, so let's...
Just look it up on Starman.net. I'm sure that you can find it everywhere.
I've got my own way, so...
Okay.
But the problem is the way I have is it's divided up into 3 albums, so I gotta figure out which one it's in.
Sure, I just found it. Mother 2. Mother 2 SFC Earthbound SNES.
It's in here somewhere.
Well, I've already got it. I don't know how good you can hear that.
Actually, I can hear that pretty good.
Okay.
So we'll use
This
that.
is just some of the battle music.
Okay, there's another one that I had in mind that I wanted to bring up.
Which one?
The one that plays when you fight, say for example, like a Starman.
Okay, that would be Against a Machine.
Yeah, I saw Against the Machine in here earlier, so let me see if I can find it.
What? Oh, I know what that one is. It's Otherworldly Foe.
Otherworldly.
That was a really good one.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite. One of my favorites, anyways, of the normal battle themes. I did like the Battle Against the Machine because I think that's stuff like the Wild and Woolly Shambler.
Yeah. So here's Otherworldly Foe.
That's not the one I was thinking of.
Are you sure this is what it
That's
plays?
the Manny Manny statue theme. And
No, this well,
no,
but it's also for Starman. That's also for.
I don't.
But this is a good song too. I'm thinking you're thinking of the regular fighting, right?
If I can find it,
Yeah,
I'll play.
that's- I got it.
Maybe it is Battle Against the Machine I was thinking of. I don't think so.
I
This is
got
probably that. This is
I got
probably
it
the
right
Battle
here.
Against the Machine one. Let's play. Oh no, this is the one I was thinking of. Battle Against the Machine.
Yeah. There's also the other one that you could possibly be thinking of. That's where is it? Oh, here it is. This is actually called Kraken of the Sea.
Yeah, that one's pretty good. That's the one I was.
And this is we're just playing battle music. We're not even playing any town themes or anything.
Well, if we're gonna talk battle themes, there's one battle thing we definitely need to bring up.
Yep, I've already got it highlighted.
I can put it up. I've got this one loaded up already. Leave
Okay,
this one to me.
Yeah, I just faded mine out.
Alright, leave this one to me.
I already know what you're thinking. I already know what it is, don't I? Are you playing it?
Yeah, I'm playing it.
I can't hear it.
Yeah, because I have headphones.
Oh,
But they can hear it on the stream.
I was gonna play it for our viewers. Is it what I'm thinking it is, though?
What do you think it is?
Pokey Bean's business.
Yes.
See, why didn't you just let me play it anyways? Here.
See, here's the thing. While you can find them faster, when I play, it's a lot more high quality because it's not coming out of a microphone.
Well, I have that awesome capability where I can pretty much record everything.
Yeah.
I have you beat out there.
Well, I have a capture card. Suck it.
Yeah.
I have 2 capture cards, actually. 3 if you count my 3DS. 4 if you count the Vita that's gonna get modded soon.
Show off. And metal!
Yeah, I got past.
Suddenly, out of nowhere.
So fucking metal.
This is actually in the song, no joke.
Yeah,
It did not
remember,
change
I'm
songs.
also playing in the background.
Yeah, I did not change songs. This is the
Yeah,
same song.
Yeah, that is. It's quite an experience.
Yeah, that's literally like serious mode when you start hearing that. It's like, yeah, here's another
Yeah,
battle
kid
thing.
gloves are off now.
Yeah, pretty much, exactly. That's exactly what this pretty much.
It's like one of those themes. It's always like that one theme that you don't expect it to change pace all of a sudden. That makes it awesome. Like the main theme for, I think it was Solstice for the NES. That also did that.
Yeah.
Which, to give an example, I'll see if I can find it. I won't make any guarantees for this one.
Yeah, what's interesting is that the name is actually, well, it's in Japan. It's known as Inakuna Arena Sai, which means I think cease to exist or stop existing. But it sounds a lot cooler than Pokemon's business. Yeah, so yeah, that's like the first song you hear during the final boss fight. When there's some other interesting music that plays during the introduction of the final boss, like I swear it sounds like straight out of a horror movie. If I can find it, I'll play it really quick. I gotta go quite far into my music list, but I have.
I can't find Solstice in here, by the way, so I guess I'll look it up on YouTube.
Yeah, that's fine. So here's what you hear, like right before the final boss music. Yeah. That sounds like something completely out of a nightmare.
Alright, I found the Solstice Tile theme to give an example of a song that completely changes pace all of a sudden, and it gets awesome because of it. So I'll play this. If this is what I was thinking. Yep, that's what I'm thinking of. And it's by Tim Fallon, so you can't go wrong.
Yeah. But again, we can't do it.
I'll link it to you so you can listen to it on your own as well.
Yeah, link it definitely in the description. But for now, I'm going to play another very well-known Earthbound theme. Everybody knows this.
I'll pause Solstice.
I guess this is good background music.
It is.
So, we've just demonstrated the wide variety of music that Earthbound has to offer.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just like a tiny bit of the entire soundtrack.
Yeah,
I mean,
there are a lot of songs in Earthbound.
There is approximately, hang on, let me go to the bottom here. Let's see, from number 01 all the way down to 170 songs.
Which, for Super Nintendo, that's a lot of songs.
Basically, in technical speak, that's 8 megabytes of the 32 megabyte cartridge was all music. A fourth of the game was just music.
Yeah.
That's insane. It's unprecedented. I've never encountered that before. That's like how originally with the 8 megabit cartridge that that Mother 1 was. Like, I think a quarter of that was also music too. I mean, there's a lot of music. I mean, this series is known for most of its music.
Yeah. So, now we've talked about the music of Earthbound. What else is there to talk about for Earthbound, if there's anything else we want to talk about?
Aside from the bright, colorful palette that it has, we could spend probably about another half hour just talking about all the dark overtones of the game. I mean, you go to a zombie-infested freaking level, an area for...
But it's all good because you have the paper that makes it so you can catch zombies.
Zombie paper.
Here's what I remember when it comes to promotions, though, for Earthbound, because we were talking about that earlier, and I completely forgot about it, and I only just remembered it. You remember that issue of Nintendo Power that had that scratch and sniff Earthbound?
Oh, yeah! Did you ever find out what that was?
I haven't sniffed it myself, so I don't know, but I assume it was intended to be like Master Belch.
Actually, reports have said, and I think they were confirmed, it's pizza. It's just random. It's like a random kind of pizza.
Oh. Yeah, that does sound like something they do.
Yeah. Speaking of random, well, since we're on the topic, this song you're hearing now is the theme for Threed.
It's very faint in my headset.
Well, I don't know. I guess you can kind of hear it. We'll have to worry about this later.
Worry about this after the podcast.
Yeah. Oh, here's one thing that's really, really interesting. Maybe if I switch songs here. This, I don't know, like something about the 90s and this friggin' song. Everybody knows the song Tequila, right? By the Champs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what does this sound like?
Oh, that's another good song, actually. That's one of the
Yeah,
battle
this
themes.
is battle against a weak opponent. But clearly this sounds like Tequila. Like, I don't know what it was with things in the 90s that had to have tequila in there. And there's four things that have tequila in it in the 90s.
Yeah, I'm
And it's
technically from the
Ninja
90s.
Turtles, because they did tequila there. There was also The Sandlot that had tequila in it. And there was also Pee Wee Herman, who danced to tequila in front of a bunch of bikers.
God, I don't remember the last time I watched The Sandlot. That was back in school.
The original Sandlot. The Sandlot 2 and 3 suck.
I watched Sandlot, like, I watched The Sandlot in school once. Actually, I think that's partially a lie. I think we might have watched it twice.
Yeah, tequila played when they were all on the twirly go round throwing up.
Oh yeah, I remember that scene. That was a weird movie.
That was hilarious. Because they're all like chewing tobacco, and I think pretty sure they swallowed it, and then they start throwing up.
Remember, kids, don't do drugs.
Don't do
That was the moral for the story. I actually don't remember what we were supposed to learn when we watched that movie in school.
It wasn't drugs though. They were just doing tobacco.
Yeah. I actually legitimately don't remember though what we were supposed to learn from watching that movie. Because like I would say don't do drugs, but that was just for one part of the movie, so I doubt it.
I don't know either.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, I think that's all we could talk about on this. I think we covered everything.
Yeah. So shall we move on to Mother 3 then?
Yeah, I'm not thinking of anything else that we need to talk about. I mean, we did mention there's some dark themes.
Yeah.
But I think we'll leave that up to you guys to find out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're not blatantly obvious, but I mean, you gotta be a little bit open-minded to, I would say, detect some of these. Like, I don't know, like it's weird. Like, obviously they won't stand out as much as if you played it through like 3 or 4 times. Then you'd pick up on it later.
Yeah.
Because there's so much to see in the first part.
And to close out for Earthbound, if you want to play the game for yourself, you can get on the Wii U Virtual Console for how much? $15?
I think it's $9.99.
Oh, so
no, just the first Earthbound or the other one?
Like Earthbound Mother 2.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it's $14.99. And Earthbound Beginnings is $9.99 if I remember right.
Alright, I don't use Virtual Console, so I don't know.
But in fact, I can probably. Well, no, that's what it is. That's what it is. I'm sorry. Well,
so let's move on to Mother 3, which is... I'd say Mother 3, L3 is easily the most story-driven.
Oh yeah, this one... Let's put it this way. I played through one whole chapter, the first chapter, and then I played through about half of chapter 2. And I can't play anymore because the first part just struck me so much. So it hit feels.
So... I would say this is spoilers, but this happens in So I'll describe the first bit of the game since it is still early on to kind of give people some perspective as to how story-driven this is. So the game starts off with you visiting your uncle, I believe, or your grandfather.
Yeah, Alec.
Yeah, Alec.
At least he's known as Alec.
It
in the unofficial translation by Tomato, which I streamed with him. He's cool. Tomato's awesome.
Yeah. So it starts with that. It's Lucas Klaus, who are brothers. Their mother Hinawa and Alec, and Boney. I'm pretty sure Boney's there. Actually, no, Boney's not there because I think he's there in chapter 1. At the start of chapter 1.
That's right. This is just the precursor.
Yeah. So this is the prequel. And chapter 1, the name of the chapter by itself is already a bad omen for things to come. The name of the chapter, for those who don't know, is Night at the Funeral. So that is already a bad omen. So chapter 1 is probably one of the longer chapters, surprisingly enough. But for the majority of the chapter, you play as Lucas's father, Flint. And it starts with like the fire in the village, does it? Yes.
Yep. Remember the fire.
I'm trying to remember my facts
of the
straight.
It starts with an attack from the Pig Mask army and stuff explodes and catches on fire.
Of course, it catches on fire. But
like you're pretty much thrown into a holy shit situation.
Yeah, and as if you're not already thrown into a holy shit situation, probably about halfway through the chapter, which is where the game really starts focusing on the story and gets kind of depressing, is the fact that...
why I can't finish it.
yeah, it's the fact that Hinawa dies.
Like, right off the bat, like one of the characters just flat out dies, and they don't even gloss it over like they did with Everdread in Mother 2 or Earthbound. They just flat out, she just dies.
She dies, and that's
It's
like
so sad.
yeah, it's quite the experience. So
Yeah,
that's
I still never gotten past the chapter after that because I can't bring myself to finish.
How far in chapter 2 did you?
Heartache is.
How far in chapter 2 did you make it?
I definitely acquired Limpy McGee. I call him that because he limps. Duster.
Duster, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
he's who you play as through most of chapter 2, so that's not surprising.
But I think at that point, Duster met up with Flint. That's the last thing I remember playing.
All right.
But
Well,
I can't
there's
go into
okay.
that
There's
'cause I'm waiting to see what else is going to take a turn for the worse.
Okay,
like who else is going to die next?
I would say, but I'm sure you don't want to be spoiled of the game. Neither does the chat. Anyways,
Yeah.
one thing I will show you is a scene that's very worth watching. I'll find it and I'll play this on the stream. It's nothing It's nothing full of spoilers, but I think it's gonna be worth it to show because of how weird it is.
I probably have seen this, but I might want to check this out too.
Alright, I found the video and I'll link it to you in the Skype chat.
Okay.
There you go. So, let's switch over to the desktop cam to show this. And people who know this are probably gonna get really excited. And also apologies to audio listeners, but you can probably figure out what's happening based on the music. It's quite the experience.
I did not even hear anything of that. Because you forgot to send it to me, you goof.
I sent it to you over Skype.
You did not.
Oh, I put it in the thing, but I never hit send. I'm smart. Well, now you can see it for yourself.
I think I'll watch that later.
Okay. It's really awesome. But anyways, back to Mother 3. I'll talk about
diverse soundtrack.
So I'll talk about things that aren't super spoilerific in the chapters, kind of to give an idea. So we talked about chapter 1, so let's talk about chapter 2, where you have Duster, you have the weird scene that I just showed.
I don't think I got quite that far,
Yeah.
but
That's also where you meet another major party member. That's where you meet the character known as. That's where you meet Kumatora.
yeah, the bear princess.
Yep. Who tried to cut off her leg.
Japanese. Oh yeah, that's right. This game is so messed up. Like literally, I think Mother 3 is the dark horse of the entire series.
Yeah.
Like the black sheep. I mean, yeah, it's so. I would say bizarre is a very good way to describe it.
All right. That's most of the highlights for chapter 2. Highlights for Chapter 3, animal abuse. Because that's where you have Facade and Salsa.
Yeah.
Where really Facade is the one
Yes,
carrying.
I actually do know what you're talking about this time. I know who the characters are. I just didn't get very far into the game. Like,
Yeah.
I read a synopsis of everything.
Yeah, so a lot of that was like animal abuse, but it was really nice at the end of the chapter to finally see Salsa be free from Facade.
Yep, and she becomes a party member later.
Yeah, well, not a party member ultimately at the end of the game, but you
Just
you have Salsa on a few occasions.
Yeah, she's a temporary party
The only
member.
thing about Salsa is Salsa does not do much damage. Salsa is probably the weakest of the core party members.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, we should probably mention that Mother 3, or I keep singing Mother 2, Mother 3 has a very interesting battle system.
Yes, the way the battles work. The main thing about them is it becomes a bit of a rhythm game, where if you use your standard attack, if you press the A button in time with the rhythm, you can
And
keep
you
doing...
know what the rhythm is.
Yeah.
Like, do you have to have... I think there's an item that tells you that shows you the rhythm. Or,
It's one of Duster's items. It's like the pendulum.
Yeah, Duster has that.
You can hear their heartbeat, and that makes it so you can listen to the rhythm. But the nice thing, though, is otherwise, you can go into the... You can go into the enemy database, and you can fight them. Basically, they don't take turns, but they have unlimited health, so you can practice their rhythm.
Yeah, it's needless to say, it takes a lot of getting used to, but as soon as you get it, I've seen someone pull off like a 16-hit combo.
Yeah, 16 hits is the most you can do.
Yeah, someone can hit 16 hits every single time, but you gotta keep doing that persistently.
Some songs are... However, there are some songs that are like really easy to get a 16-hit combo on. Like, I think the song where you're fighting the Grave, in Chapter 2, his song's really easy because it's like boom, 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 and it basically just keeps picking up slightly more and more. It's one of the easier songs to get a combo on.
I'm sure the No Good Baddie song is not exactly easy. I mean, it's basically the Batman theme.
Batman.
Except it does have
Batman.
It's off like sounding like Batman. I'm sure that was an intentional reference. Speaking of which, the entire Mother series is referential humor throughout the whole thing. We forgot to mention how many references are just in Earthbound. Like, there's so many audio references, visual references, dialogue.
This is why I don't sing.
That
was the hippie song, in case you're wondering.
Oh yeah, that was basically it's a cue from Johnny Be Good.
Yeah.
In fact, here, let me pull that up.
You gonna play the hippie song?
Yeah, just really quick, and then we'll get back to Mother 3.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, this is basically the more well-known version of it, if I can find it. Come on, where are you? Crap. This is the one time I have difficulty finding something.
I can try to find it. I'll try to find it in the meantime, and see if I can find it.
Oh, never mind. There it is.
Oh, you found it? All right.
Yeah.
Play it.
Working on it. Oh yeah, that's right. It's not called what you think it is. It's actually called Frankie. There we go. Yeah, this sounds like Johnny Be Good. At least
Yes, this is completely necessary.
50s rock. Yeah, play the piano. And on this show, we totally completely lose our shit.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, we're done. Okay, so
Okay, back to Mother 3. So yeah, we just talked about Chapter 3.
There's a ton of Earthbound references in Mother 3 as well. In fact, there's this whole... This isn't really spoiling anything of it, but there's this basically long boat ride that you go down, like, I guess, a hall of memories or something like memories.
It has a lot of stuff. It has a lot of stuff. Like, it's got the phase distorter. It's got the pencil It's got the pencil statue, the eraser statue.
Yeah.
Got a lot of memorabilia from Earthbound.
Heck, Pokey Spider Mech is in there. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Did I say that?
Yes, you did. That's
Whatever.
why I wasn't gonna say it out loud. Well, too late now.
There's a bunch of stuff from Mother 2
Yeah.
that made it to Mother 3. And I think at one point, I think you can go to a circus tent or something and listen to one of the original Earthbound songs.
Yep.
I've seen that Easter egg in there somewhere.
Yep.
And it's also, Pokey's mother apparently is the waitress in one of the restaurants in Newport City, which is interesting.
Alright, so back to talking about the game in sequential order. We were talking about Chapter 3, so let's talk about Chapter 4.
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 4 is really where the game starts to take a more modern approach. Because before
this is where it picks up a little bit.
For example, in Chapter 1, when you go into the shop, I air quote shop, you basically just see items on the table and you grab them. Maybe there was like some sort of trade you had to do. I don't remember.
I forgot.
It's been that long, but basically it was like that. But Chapter 4 is where they started using Dragon Power, which is the currency in the game.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I was crazy enough in my run to both max out my savings in that game and max out my Dragon Power on hand. It took a while. But Dragon Power ultimately is not really that difficult, because the strategy is stock up your entire inventory with eggs and then let them become chickens. That's
that's the same thing in Earthbound too.
Yeah, but I think it's more noticeable in Mother 3.
Yeah. Because I think you can sell a chicken for a lot of money.
Yep. Lots and
Yeah,
lots
just
of
like
money.
put up the for sale sign. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
They've also got the item guy who you can talk to, and he'll store your items. Which was... What was that in the Earthbound? Escargot Express?
Escargot Express, yeah. Set up by Tracy, who's Ness's friggin' sister. There's a Brental Floss song here we should probably play at the end of this. You probably know what it is, but no, we don't have to promote him.
What else is it? I'm trying to avoid talking about spoiler stuff for reasons we should know, but
I think that's definitely a good part to stop talking about what the chapters are. But ultimately, the game is very different.
Yeah, actually, there's one other thing I want to talk about, because anybody who's played Smash knows this isn't spoiler for two things I want to talk about. One, the Ultimate Chimera.
Oh yeah,
That thing. That gets destroyed by Salsa, ultimately.
I am monkey.
Yep, by the weakest party member. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Yeah, you're the weakest link, monkey.
And the other one is the Porky statue.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that in the Subspace Emissary.
Yeah.
I just want to remember Brawl because I broke a Super Nintendo controller from it. Oh no, not Super Nintendo, but I broke a GameCube controller playing Brawl.
Yeah.
One of the challenges pissed me off, and I literally threw it out the door.
Porky statue is in Mother 3, and it is the quote super boss. By super boss, I mean there's a guy who sells you stuff right near the statue, and one of the things he sells is an item called New Year's Eve bomb, which is the most broken item in the game potentially. Basically, what the New Year's Eve bomb does is it will reduce the target's HP to 1.
And then you just...
Yeah. Problem is, sometimes the bomb can be a dud.
Oh.
Which, to be fair, it's broken, so you can't really complain.
Yeah, so sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. You gotta get lucky.
Yeah. Another nice thing is Ultimate Equipment. The drop rate has been increased, so now the drop rate for Ultimate Equipment is now 3%.
Instead of 1 in 28.
That's
Which
not the
is
right
what?
percentage. You said 1
Well,
in
1
28.
in 28 was the percentage from
Oh,
Earthbound.
128. I thought you said 1 in 28.
No, 1 in 128.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a ridiculous... That's how long...
Oh, yeah.
That's why it takes the sort of King's people that are looking for that so long.
Oh, yeah. I know all about that struggle.
That'll be in a probably later episode of my Let's Play if I decide to continue it.
Yeah. One thing they did add in to Mother 3 that I thought was pretty funny was the trivia cards. Do you know about the? Okay. Basically, for those who don't know the way trivia cards work, you can use them on humanoid enemies, and they will answer with different things. And I think you get something extra if you get all 3 answers, or not all 3, all 4 answers.
Yeah, I think I remember using at least one.
I've done 2 runs of the game, and I did find them all in one of them. So
yeah,
that was nice.
So
I guess I can play some Mother 3 music if I can find it.
yeah, put that up there, because
Let me see what I can dig up.
yeah.
Speaking of Mother 3 music, one other thing that Mother 3 did, which I really liked, was an in-game soundtrack. You can listen to the soundtrack in the game itself, which is awesome.
Yeah, I think you had to go to like that circus tent that I was talking about.
No, like there is an option on the main menu to listen to the Mother 3 soundtrack, but you had to have listened to the song in the game beforehand, so that's what it was.
Weird. So yeah, go ahead and put some of that up, and we should probably take a another really quick intermission.
All right, so I'll play a few songs and then we'll take another intermission. So I'm gonna mute Earthbound for a bit, wherever it is. All right, so let's start with the main theme. We'll start with that. So, for reference, this song is called Logotype. And this is what plays after getting through the prelude.
I haven't heard this in a while.
So that's Logotype. What else is there?
Yeah, that was pretty interesting.
What else is there to make a note of? There's the Mother 3 Love theme, which I don't remember what this song was, but I remember that one was one that was widely popular.
The theme of love. That was probably the best theme ever, I think.
That I remember being widely popular.
Oh yeah, definitely. Everybody loves it. And it's kind of interesting because somebody actually cleaned up the audio from Mother 3's soundtrack, and they removed all the fuzz. Like, you know how the Game Boy Advance can somehow have fuzz when you're playing music?
Yeah.
And even all the audio is kind of fuzzy. They removed that completely. Like, they had to go in and edit it and somehow remove something out of it, and then they ended up having a really clean audio, and it sounds like almost GameCube quality, which is astonishing considering the limitations of the hardware. But still, I mean, it sounds pretty amazing.
So that's the Mother 3 Love theme. Looks like Wolf wants to go pee, so I'll play more.
Come on! I'm trying not to freaking...
What? Someone's bitter. We'll go on a quick intermission.
I want to say that in the middle of the podcast. Jeez.
We'll go on a quick intermission break, and when we come back, we'll play some more Mother 3 music.
You suck.
What? What?
I'm not showing my face for the rest of the video.
Why?
You were not supposed to say that. You were just saying, okay. You were supposed to just say, okay, let's go to intermission really quick.
But that's no fun.
Yeah. Whatever. So, are we on intermission now?
Oh, god dang it. Yeah, we are on intermission.
Okay.
So, okay.
Son of a bitch.
I regret nothing. Except now I've got to readjust the layout because, yeah. So basically what happened, which I was hoping wouldn't happen, he took his webcam down for a bit, so I thought he was going to... I thought he was actually, like, gonna not use a webcam for the rest of the podcast. Like, legitimately. So now I gotta put his thing back up. But it shouldn't take me much doing. No comment?
Continuing.
We're stalling right because I gotta readjust the layout.
Yeah, so I think... Oh, we're still on...
We're still on intermission.
Okay.
It shouldn't take me too long.
I've been holding that in for like 10 minutes.
A whole 10 minutes?
I had a lot to drink at work. And then I come home and drink an entire glass of of tea. And oh yeah, not to mention a glass of milk too, so...
Alright.
Yeah, are we ready to continue?
I'm gonna reset this because I thought you were legitimately not gonna show your face for the rest of the podcast.
Who says I wasn't going to? I might just turn it off. No, seriously, let's finish this.
I'm still trying to readjust this because... What the hell?
Guys, I'm gonna watch the West Dance now.
God, why is this being weird? No wonder.
You have to fix your shot.
Huh?
Apparently you have to fix your shot.
Yeah, I'm still working on getting the thing set back up.
What's his butt dance?
Yeah, you have time to watch that while I'm fixing this. Because of how weird it is. It's so good, but it's so dumb.
Oh my god. And friggin' Duster's just like going, the fuck?
Yeah. There's really nothing else to say about that. Except the fuck.
And it just opens.
Magic.
I've even told you a million times to do it when you find yourself stuck.
What the shit?
Klaus does the West Dance, what?
Oh yeah, people... that's also kind of spoilerific, so I advise staying away from it.
It's in Japanese.
No, not in terms of text, but in terms of the fact that appearance at all.
Doing it, which led to the discovery of two unused sprites, and the same applies here. First is Klaus looking like he's pushing something, and the second like he's falling down with, or diving with no shirt. Also, it says Klaus doing the West Dance, not...
Yeah, but if I remember that video correctly, he has an appearance that you're not supposed to see until much later, and it's like a huge spoiler when you see the context. Oh, now I know what I was doing wrong. Now I feel like an idiot with the layout.
No, I didn't see anything out of the ordinary.
It'll make more sense later, unless you already know the big thing that I'm hinting towards.
What, when Klaus dives into the water?
Not that. So, what's Klaus's appearance?
His original appearance.
Okay, never mind. Now, apparently I'm full of it.
Yeah.
There is a reason why I pointed that out, which you may find out later. Okay.
He's an old man, nice ass. Bobo did anyways.
Okay, finally got this damn thing fixed. Okay, let's return back from intermission.
Okay.
And we're back.
Yay!
Yay.
Now I have an empty bladder.
All right, let's find some more music that's really good. One piece of music that I do want to play is some of the boss themes. Actually, no, I want to play a song that was also used in it was used in the beta footage for Mother 3 on the N64.
I was gonna say Snowman.
I'll play that one as well, but first I'm gonna...
It's interesting. Snowman has been in all 3 Mother games.
Yeah. First I'll show the one I'm thinking of, if I can find it, because it is, once again, large soundtrack, so finding it is like trying to find a needle in a haystack.
Pretty much, yeah. Have we seriously been going for almost 2 hours? Oh my god.
Yeah, it's our longest podcast so far.
Yay for longevity. Yeah, normally we'd be done right now and I'd be complaining about playing Skyrim or maybe watching Breaking Bad or something.
Yeah, I think the song plays somewhere in Chapter 4, so it should be somewhere in this general area of the soundtrack.
It'd be lovely if I can hear too.
I don't even... I'm still trying to figure out where it is. Is it this one? I doubt it, but I can always check. Nope, that's not it.
If I had them all handy, I'd probably play them. Wonder if Starman.net has them.
I can play the Mother 3 beta for the N64. I can find that on YouTube and play that because it's the same song.
Huh. Apparently Earthbound is on sale in for $6.99. That's cool. Apparently Lucas now has an amiibo. That's funny.
Yeah, because he's DLC.
Yep, apparently there's people that are asking, please bring Mother 3 to USA plus World.
Alright, I found it. So let's switch over to desktop cam once again.
Paula has an amiibo now? That's cool.
I think that's a custom.
Apparently, I just got a reply from one of our viewers saying that we'll mention it during the fan section.
Alright.
Like talk about all the fan videos and other games that were made already. yeah, that's right.
What?
I totally forgot that Mother 1 and 2 were released on the Game Boy Advanced.
Yeah, but it was in
and
Japan only, I'm pretty sure.
Called Mother 1 plus 2. I totally forgot about that.
Alright, so, back to stuff. And by stuff, I mean the music.
Yeah.
This is one song that sticks out in any Mother 3 player's mind because it is nerve-wracking when you hear the song at a certain point. This is the Chimera Research Lab from Chapter 7. Because there's one point in the research lab where the music suddenly goes silent, and when you hear this song, that means you're currently in the room with the Ultimate Chimera. And the thing about the Ultimate Chimera, for those who don't know, you touch it, instant game over. There's not many times when that happens. Another notable example is in Chapter 2 when you have to dash into a statue with a boulder, and the boulder can fall on you, which is also an instant game over. So there's that. What else? I said I wanted to bring up some boss themes, so let's... Where...
I think they can... I think you're the only one who could hear that, because I haven't been able to hear a single thing.
The Twitch stream can also hear it. They're able to hear this as well.
Well, that'd still be great if I know what the hell we're listening to. Well, I'll just pretend like I'm listening.
Yeah, pretend like you're listening.
Yeah. I'll look up some awesome stuff about. Let's see. One of the fan things that we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, you can do some research on that.
Yeah.
Let's play the Mini Porky's boss theme. I can figure out which song it is because they're not very straightforward with the songs. Actually, no. Here's another good one. This is the boss theme against the Natural Killer Cyborg. This one I also like.
Oh, that one's good. I know what that is.
Alright, so, oops, I done goofed. I done goofed very hard. Hang on. We're okay. Or we're not. Motherfucker. Okay, there.
That's on you.
Yeah, that one's on me. Okay, so... Porky's Porkies is also a good song. This is the boss theme that plays during, while you're fighting all the Porky bots. And the awesome thing about this fight is what happens during the fight is, basically, the Porkies, they will start to do things very similar to what Porky does, or Pokey rather, at the start of Earthbound, where you have him as a party member. Like, he'll pretend to cry, he'll pretend to play Get Dead. And then everybody's favorite song, the song when you battle Porky himself. so that's it for music that I wanted to talk about for Mother 3 for the time being. What else do we want to talk about Mother 3, or have we covered everything we need to?
Yeah, I think we covered everything.
So let's move on to fan stuff. And now, okay.
This is where I come in, because I'm sure you have no idea what's going on.
Well, I know about... What is my webcam doing? My webcam is being a fool. I'm going to fix that. So you're not going to get webcam from me for a little bit until I fix this?
Well, I guess I'll just start here.
Yeah, go ahead. It'll take me a bit of time.
Basically, the first and most widely known mother-based fan game, and we're going into fan games now. So there's one called Cognitive Dissonance, and basically it's a story of how Gigu's defeat after Ninhen is basically just a story of how he descends into madness and becomes the antagonist from the first game, from Earthbound. So it's kind of a dark and disturbing game, although it doesn't detract too far from the original format of the games. However, it does have a very interesting insight on the in-between events from Mother 1 and Mother 2. So it's definitely worth taking a look at, and we'll probably provide information on where to find that, because right now it's currently up. It's currently available to download. In fact, if I find that page again, I'll definitely link Okami here, the thing for that. And another one, or I should say another two that have been in production for quite a long time. There's one called Mother X, and it's basically, let's see, basic synopsis. It's a fan game currently developed by Geocentric Labs, a small team composed of fellow fans of the Mother series, and it serves as a fan-made sequel to critically acclaimed Mother 3. And it's just called Mother X. And then there's another version, there's another one of that, basically made absolutely from scratch. It's supposed to be available in any language, and it's supposed to be a spiritual successor to Mother 3. And it looks very faithful to the series. I haven't seen any screenshots from Mother X, but Mother 4 looks very good. It's still in development, unfortunately, and there's no way to know when it will come out. So it's basically just TBA at the moment, but they are working on it. And then there's, of course, the fan media, which we all know my good friends, the Ridgway brothers, and their series that's continuing to be ongoing, and their projects and whatnot. And that's been a complete success. I mean, I think that's probably the best fan-made thing I've ever seen. There was originally the Earthbound saga. Unfortunately, that didn't get past Chapter 4. So the longest running Earthbound fan-made series is definitely Earthbound, which is again made by the Ridgway brothers, and I think they just finished episode 6.
They released the second half of episode 6 4 months ago.
Yeah, so they're still working on episode 7, and I'm pretty sure, I want to say they just finished the last fight for the last one. I'm sure that they're getting near to the end of the game, and I'm quite curious to see how they would show him.
Let's show some of their content. What do you want me to show from them?
Probably one show part of episode 3, the Dark Side of the Moon.
Dark Side of the Moon. You want me to show the part where they're in Moonside?
Yeah, show the Moonside sections. I love that.
All right. I remember. Here's what I remember as well. Was I ended up mimicking part of that where it was like the many that part. I remember mimicking that part. By the way, Dark Side of the Moon's episode 4.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay, so I'll find where they start going into.
I think it's part 3 is when they go in.
Part 3 of episode 4.
Yeah,
that looks about right.
Yeah, when they find Everdread.
All right, I've skipped ahead to the part where they're about to enter Moonside. So let's switch to desktop cam once again.
Mm-hmm. And I'm watching it as well.
All right.
It's kind of funny how I think, like for some different parts, like I think they got one brother to play basically the side of the face because it's funny because Anton, who plays Jeff, also plays Everdread, and I think they had Phil stand in there a few times so they could get the shot of Jeff because obviously there's not two Antons.
He had an evil twin all along. I knew it.
Yeah, but no, it's interesting how they did this because I know there's scenes where I know Elliot plays two different characters. Like say, for example, when Ness is interacting with Dr. Andonuts, who was played by the same actor in the series. I wonder how they have the stand-ins. Like, I wonder who they get to play Ness in the foreground while Dr. Andonuts is in the background, without completely making it seem like they're not quite talking to each other.
So I think when we finish watching the Moonside part, we'll show the How About Donut music video.
I'm the hostess here.
Oh gosh, we have to.
We'll show that. We'll show part of the fans film Earthbound video,
Foreside.
or maybe all of it because it's worth watching.
This is Moonside.
The fans with love. That's too long.
Well, we'll watch part of it. It's a 10-minute video, I think.
No, it's longer than that.
No, the fans film Earthbound, like the fans. Do you know the fans? It's called the fans film Earthbound live on their channel. The 10 minute.
Oh yeah.
That one.
It's basically a chopped and sliced version of that.
Yeah.
Like. That's right. Fans film. That's basically their whole the whole long ass episode of.
That's the one where they take fan suggestions.
Goodbye.
Yeah, but there's a longer version of that. Where is it?
Yeah, there's a longer version of that, but I'm gonna just show the fans film Earthbound one. The 10 minute.
Yeah, do that.
What's
What's the original What's the original version of that? Basically, it's called From the Fans with Love. It's like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And the 47 minutes in their quest to go beat up Reggie and scream Earthbound in his face.
Yeah, that's so good. It's so weird.
I don't, like, that's so goofy.
But I think we'll show those two videos, and then we're going to call it an end to the podcast. Because we've been going for about 2 hours now.
Yeah, I think this has definitely got to come to a close eventually.
Yeah,
because I got stuff.
My humble abode.
Yeah, it's definitely been our longest podcast so far.
Living in a whacked out place
Yeah.
like this.
Thank you for sticking with us, whoever is currently watching.
It's a long story.
Oh, yep.
Listen.
In my part of the
What
video,
is
they
this
just entered
place?
Moonside.
Yeah, I skipped ahead to the part where they just enter Moonside, so now we're watching the Fuzzy Pickles guy in Moonside.
So that's where that freak ass lives.
Yeah. How do you know him?
Yeah.
It's a long
That
story.
makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
You understand?
God, the
So-
use of
So I'll play the video up to the point where they reach the Manny statue, then we'll switch over to the How About Donut.
Well,
yeah.
not any more dangerous than your own world. Well, there is a statue at the barn.
Statue?
Yes, rumor has it that whole dimension is being created by
the
a
use of
statue.
their green screen is obvious because the way they run.
Hey, say Fuzzy Pickles.
The look on Ness's face, he's just like,
I only need about 3 more pictures to complete my
oh god,
album. Anyway,
this is
back
funny.
to the statue. If you defeat the statue here, you might have some hope of getting back to reality.
Hello
You'll need
and
to get past the
goodbye.
guards and
Yeah.
alleys.
Hello and goodbye.
You must find the one,
Yeah,
the
he just
unibrow,
gets teleported to somewhere.
and enchant the
In
guards.
case
God,
anybody's
here's the-
wondering, we're watching two
Okay,
different
but
parts.
how do we get there?
I'm watching slightly
Yeah.
ahead.
I'll transport you to the place where you
I'm watching the part where the Manny and clown hair and rainbow hair and yeah.
Alright, they just woke up in the hotel on my end. And now the Manny guy.
It's really freaky.
Good morning. Not morning. Here's a headline from the Moonside Press. Manny's always
And then, now we're first Fuzzy Pickles. Coffee cup pouring coffee into his camera.
Ouch! Watch where you're going. You didn't see me?
It's a long story.
No?
You can't, huh? You've become a
All right, let me find How About a
Who are
Donut.
you talking to?
I can bring that up because I think we'll want to show the video for that as well.
Yeah.
There's something interesting
Mega
about you,
Pinocchio.
so I'm gonna follow you, or not follow you.
Now, I'm sure that's got to be in here somewhere. Mother the movie, and it's only a minute and a half.
Hey, don't you wish you had a gold tooth like mine? Give me a smile. Yo, don't you think my eyebrows rock? Check them out. They're connected.
Many, many statues up ahead, but I'm going to stop you right there.
Put that on YouTube.
Hey, you really surprised me. You're the man with the eyebrows that connect.
Dang,
and the
they
golden
did
tooth.
they did a teaser
we
for
dump those
episode
these
6
kids and get
like
something to
3
drink?
years ago.
And we ditch these kids and go get something to drink. That's where I am in the video now.
Yep. So in other words, they
Yeah,
the guy,
they're not the many statues, so
They're-
I'm gonna pull up the How About Donut.
Yeah, check out my eyebrows. They're connected.
Alright, where is that How About Donut? If the thing would load.
That's a good question. Oh, found it.
Yeah, it probably won't take me too long to find.
You want me to link you to it?
I don't think that'll be necessary. In fact, it's probably in this playlist.
Found it. I already found it.
Alright, that works too. And now, oh, nope, that's probably a terrible idea. Hang on. Let me switch over to podcast mode. Okay. Let's bring this up really quick, and then we'll switch back over to desktop cam. Alright, let's go back to desktop cam once again.
How about a donut? How about a donut?
This is the goofiest thing ever.
It's really weird.
Donut. How about a donut? Sure. How about a donut? Donut.
I wonder how they got their school's permission to film in there.
Donut. Jeff, my son.
It might have been
my
after
son.
school.
Jeff.
Like
my
after
son.
school
Probably.
hours.
Donut. It's been 10 years since I last saw you.
Well, then again, they had to even get permission from their local state park to film in there for episodes, I think 5 and 6.
2 points.
Well, at least they had to. I don't think they had to get permission. They just had to go there and basically I was talking with Elliot about some of the processes that they did for filming and whatnot, and basically they did a lot of scouting for some of their more unique locations, and some of the times they just did it on the green screen. But they clearly their production quality is ramped up with each different episode because they've figured out new things to do, and I'm sure, you know, things and whatnot, and I don't know. This being is that it's a
2 points. Time and space.
a fan-made thing. I'm sure
Time and space.
that, of course, the utmost care is put into
10 years
it.
since I last saw you.
Points.
10 years.
Just him eating the donut.
It's been a donut since I last saw you. A donut. A donut.
I think they wanted to make him look like a cross between Einstein and Einstein and Mark Twain, I think.
Apparently.
It seems like it.
That does seem kind of accurate.
I was only offering. I sure would like a donut.
How about a donut?
We're not at that point in the video on my end yet, but we're almost there. I'm pretty sure.
Oh gosh.
How about a donut? Sure. Well,
It's just amazing how far they've come since like the old hamburger episode.
Yeah.
Like, first one was back in 2008.
Alright, so that's the How About Donut. So the last thing we're going to show for this podcast is the fans film Earthbound video.
Yeah, I
It's
need
right
to find
here.
that.
I have it right now.
Oh, USOB.
And this is also a live audience reaction.
Oh, I'm just watching the regular version. A public experiment.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. They just like
More or
wrapped
less
it
the
random.
result.
Yeah. Really. Let's get that. People texting and tweeting in. Video looks good so far. Hi guys. At least they kept the intro from the game. And there he is. Earthbound. They should do the Earthbound rap.
I know. Let's go take a look around.
You must go and fulfill the ancient prophecy that was foretold of you many eons ago. You should use pink hammer in a Reggie and scream, "Earthbound in your face."
Well, I guess I got nothing better. So, I guess I'm on.
I've got nothing better to do.
Go find Reggie and scream, "Earthbound" into his face.
I think Vanessa's reasoning is the best. I have nothing better to do, so we'll do this.
I know, right?
Said I need to get 3 other people to help me fulfill this cosmic.
Oh god.
The
I never noticed
the
this, but
stare
look at his
Ness
eyes.
has on his face.
Yeah, just like Paul should be a cross-dresser, Jeff should be an out-of-work rag artist, and Pooh should be the same.
Skip
How about
sandwich.
skip sandwich? Oh god!
And then super sped up. Because
The
skip
mood-
sandwich. And then moonwalk!
Music, by the way. I should get to the hotel already.
Dogs.
Okay, we're in the exact same spot. I could not have timed that better.
To construct a bomb rocket for use in battle.
He's just got a hand. Just like I have this. Don't know why.
Alright, now one of my favorite parts of
My
this.
psychic abilities tell me.
It's
Someone
like-
named Jekyll 912 wants to know how our hotel sleeping arrangements work.
I'll tell you how they work, Baldy. I get the bed, you get the floor.
I get the bed, you get the floor, Daddy. Where are they getting Tucson?
Alright, New Age Retro Hippie.
Park in Tucson.
Oh god.
Oh no! New Age Retro.
And apparently, oh wait, no, they bring the other guys later.
Measure Ness with a ruler. You did it.
Just
The look
like-
on
he's
Ness's face.
like- Yeah, he's just like, what?
BK Starstorm.
Oh god, here it comes. I got this.
Multi-bottle rocket.
Dog. And it just explodes. It just exploded.
That's some Pendas.
Why would they be from Mars?
Well, duh. Where else would they be from? I think we should have a lot of
Where else would
where
they
we're
be
going
from?
next. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. We're on some quest to find Ronald McDonald.
Ronald McDonald.
These Martians can help. Hey,
Ronald
guys.
McDonald.
Have you seen Ronald McDonald?
You understand you're on a quest to find the 8th sanctuary location. Here's a map that will take you to the first.
There we go, much better.
Matt.
Did I just get another email? Oh wait, no, that's right. That's the regular thing.
8 steps due northwest.
I think it's acting kind of stupid.
2.
Did anyone notice the Ronald McGuigus reference? Ronald, oh yeah, that's right. He's like befriending Ronald McDonald because Ronald McGuigus. It's obligatory.
Alright, the first year sanctuary location.
Oh yeah, that's
Where
right.
instead of people in costumes, animate them.
So animated.
It's the sprites dancing back and forth. And Jeff's HP is like 6. There goes a bottle rocket.
And there goes Paula's frying pan.
They bump the camera. That was easy. Let's do this 7 more times. Montage.
Montage. And I know the next part's going here as well.
Oh god.
Serenade the 8 melodies.
She's just like.
Can we get this on the next rock candy?
Everything else was singing or something. That was nothing. This is something turned into a React video.
Except React has gone to shit.
Fuck you, Fine Brothers.
Yeah. Alright, Dr.
Oh, wait,
Andonuts.
sing to Dr. Andonuts.
This song is to be an energy resource.
Dr. Light. That's
An
funny.
energy resource? I don't win.
The tape. You can see the tape.
I know, you can clearly see tape on his face. You know, if they were smart, they would have done it on the backside of the mustache so you couldn't see anything.
Well, I think that's partially the joke. Because it's not supposed to be like part of the main series.
Right, I know. Clearly, it's just...
I mean, hell, well, keep in mind, the way they did PSI Starstone was also low quality, which I think was deliberate.
Glitter, yeah.
I heard a little.
Oh, here they go. They're being turned into robots. That scream!
And then poo.
It didn't even get sound effects. Just dog. He's like, You know, I've never actually got Alex Ridgway onto my show at all. I think he's too busy with stuff.
There's Reggie.
Okay. That's not the right Reggie. Where's Reggie?
They never say which Reggie.
I know, right? Well, that was disappointing. And then here they come back. Everyone switched roles. Oh god. Yep, here it comes. Paul is somehow even hotter. Oh god.
Why is the town being destroyed? Oh, yeah. Well, it seems that there were unforeseen consequences of our actions in the past. And now, we are being attacked by strange alien forces from out of
They just explained why the town being destroyed.
Destroyed in the hands of aliens.
How they could possibly represent him. And then he goes ape shit.
Yeah.
No!
This is losing.
I'm having a really bad day right now. Look, kill these aliens, put their bodies back, and everything will be back to normal.
Which person of Mother 2 do you guys prefer? Red equals Geigus. Apparently Geigus is red. Oh my god, that suggestion. What is even going on? Lol. Who said they liked the Game Boy version of Mother 2? That's a travesty. Mother 2 sucks on Game Boy. The audio
but at least you
quality.
can play portable, which is a big
Yeah,
deal.
the quality is buttholes. Like the picture quality is cool, but like the audio is just bad. Like, when are we getting to Geigus? Explosion!
That's not your dad.
Let's talk like you dad, dog. Your shit would taste so good. Yum!
Your new gem would taste so good. Quick, someone suggest something sensible.
Nope.
Okay. And then that's just it. That was subscribing. And then it just ends. Oh,
Alright.
God. I've actually asked them about this. This is like the funniest. Like, I think this is more views than most of their other stuff. No, never mind. Cake is the most viewed one.
Alright. Sorry, I was not looking at the Twitch chat at all during that because I was watching the video. Yeah, that was...
I was looking at a little bit of everything.
That was pretty... that is pretty amazing. Hello.
That was That was a bit of something else.
Hello, chat. Looks like some more people joined in while we were watching that video. My God.
And they're like, what?
Watch
So that
watch
was-
watch the rest of the Ridgeway films for the full experience. It is
Yeah,
amazing. Like,
it's
even like some of
yeah.
their stuff that's not Earthbound related. Like one thing I really like from them that is not Earthbound related is the Midnight Con.
oh yeah, yeah.
I
They did some
enjoyed
really.
that. But I think we're gonna be about done for this podcast. Yeah.
Yeah,
We've been going for about 2 hours. So, question to end off the podcast: what is each of our favorite moments in any of the Mother games?
Oh gosh. Well, I haven't experienced enough of the first game, nor the second game, nor the third.
I mean, like
say.
from what you have experienced.
But from Earthbound, I think my favorite part of it has got to be, oh sheesh, where do I begin? There's just little moments here and like everywhere that like you enjoy. Like, I think probably it's got to be a cross between first going through the monkey caves, which is pretty hilarious, to the bubble monkey finding his girlfriend. Just like, it's just so goofy. Like the bubble monkey just floats off and then says like, "Okay, bye. I'm gonna go do monkey stuff."
All right, my favorite
Or
one.
definitely the scene where Everdread just apparently he's dead and then he just gets up and runs off.
Yeah,
It's like, hey,
that's also
must be dead. What
pretty
the
funny.
hell?
My favorite moment, I'm gonna say, as unoriginal as it is, probably Moonside.
Oh, unoriginal? No, I think it's definitely everything has to have a minus world or an acid trip section.
Well, I
does
mean,
it.
no, I mean like as unoriginal as my answer might be, because
Oh.
like I'm sure a lot of people also really like Moonside.
Yeah, Moonside is definitely well, like as a section of the game, it's definitely fun, but as a single moment, it can't be my favorite. Just because there's so much other stuff that it's so
Yeah,
hilarious.
it's just the first thing that comes to my mind. That or the West Dance I linked you earlier. That's also really hilarious.
Well, yeah, that's from being Mother 3. of
Yeah,
course.
from Mother 3.
But
But I think that's gonna.
Old shaking his booty. Who can't laugh at that?
Alright, I think that's going to close off the podcast then. So, we never did talk about before the podcast what we're going to do for next week. Do we have any ideas?
That's a good question. Well, Pokemon's having its 20th anniversary this year.
Alright, then I guess next week we're going to be talking about Pokemon on episode 4 of OkamiWolf. I've been OkamiGame. Or, did you have anything else to say?
No, that's pretty much it.
Alright, in that case, I've been OkamiGames.
And I've been Apple from Hyrule.
And we will see you next week where we start talking about some more about Pokemon.
Bye bye, everybody.
Good night.